Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and it looks like one Trump enemy is going to be brought to justice in quick fashion. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. And if you're not watching us on YouTube, please check that address in the lower right-hand corner. It's youtube.com/@explainamerica. And when you get there, please hit subscribe, absolutely free. It really helps us out. Trump enemies are falling by the wayside. A lot of them flying down to Mar-a-Lago to quote-unquote kiss the ring, bend the knee, genuflect before the new president. Why? Because they believe retribution's coming, and they're probably right. But they're only right if, in fact, they broke the law. If they operated within the confines of the law, and I want to say off the bat, I'm not a legal expert, so I don't know the answer to this question. But I believe if they operated within the confines of the law, then they should be not held in contempt, not brought to justice, not anything. Because if they've operated within the confines of the law, then they should be free to do that. Political enemy or not. One thing I've learned, watching what Trump has gone through is it's not okay to prosecute your political enemies. Not for us, not for them, not for anybody. But what if that political enemy broke the law, and broke the law in such an egregious way that they manipulated the Congress of the United States, that they manipulated the American people, that they pulled the wool over the eyes of millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of people? Then what do you say? Well, then they need to be held accountable. They need their day in court. They need to present their case, and the Department of Justice needs to present their case. Well, if Republicans have their way, that is what's going to happen to one of them. I want you to watch this video and let me know what you think in the comments.
Turn a free and fair election.
Other than Barry Loudermilk, who's a very respected member of Congress, doing his very long investigation and very tiring investigation into this. And if they found it, I think it ought to be brought to light. If not, then she's fine. I don't have a problem with them investigating that.
You want the government to go after Trump's political enemies?
If they broke the law, I don't care if they're my political enemies or they're my friends. If they broke the law, dadgummit, they ought to be brought in and they ought to be brought to justice. There shouldn't be. That's what we talk about all the time. That's why Trump's in the White House, because there is two systems of justice in this country, and you can't have it both ways. You have got to. It's got to be straight and right down the middle. You can go back and watch all the tapes that the conservatives put out of the Democrats saying there's not two forms of justice, there's just one. Well, there is two forms of justice. The Biden White House, obviously, they're releasing criminals, they're releasing pedophiles, they're releasing Chinese communist spies, and at a record number, and nobody's paying attention. There is two systems of justice in this country, and I'm tired of them, and you should be either.
Congressman, I mean, you don't think that the January 6th committee should have investigated what took place at the Capitol on January 6th?
Well,
I know you don't believe that. I know you don't believe that.
If they investigate it, why didn't they call me in? I volunteered. I was the last person to leave the House floor, the last House member. Myself, Markwayne Mullin. Neither one of us was called in to see what we saw, to show what leadership. All they did was investigate the political wherewithal. It was a witch hunt from the start. That's why the final episode of that crazy thing, there was more people watching reruns of SpongeBob on the Cartoon Network.
Is this
than
about
that clown show.
So? Is this about getting revenge? Is this about Trump getting revenge? And
It's about